Hi there, welcome to a new show, Arsenal Way Days, and tonight we've got the first episode of Debating and Questioning, which is where we're going to ask these people questions that have been sent in, and this will turn this into like a little debate and a lot about Arsenal. And tonight we're joined with Claude, we're joined with Aftazel, we're joined with Neil, and we're joined with Neil. We should get Nick in a bit later. So, the first question I'm going to ask Claude is that we've got a question here is that we understand you're a Wenger out person, but why do you choose to blame it all on the manager and none on the players? And blame none on the players.
Excuse me, who's put Wenger out on mine? I'm not a Wenger out. I support one team. I'm not WOB. I'm not AKB. I just want the manager to improve and do the business. All this Wenger out. I'm not none of it. I'm not neither one or the other. Right? Let's get that straight for a start. And what was it? What was the other thing you were saying?
We've also got here. But why do you choose to blame it all on the manager, none on the players? But I don't think.
I blame the players as well.
Blame the players.
Yeah, you do.
Hey?
Yeah, you do.
I do blame the players as well. I don't just lay it at Wenger's I blame the players as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people on here tonight know that I do as well. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah.
Players have got to take as much responsibility as much as the manager, but the manager at the end of the day he does pick the team. And I said on the first game, his team selection was poor. I thought the second game we played on against Leicester, I thought we improved defensively. We improved. You got that right. I think we need a striker. That's quite obvious. Whether we'll get it, I don't know. I think if we get a striker, we can challenge for the league. If we don't get a striker, I think it'll be top four again. Just manage to get in the top four. That's what I'm saying. Do I want Wenger out? No, I want us to win. I want us to improve. I want Wenger to improve, and I want him to do the job that he's there for. And if he does the job, I will praise him. If he doesn't do the job, I will say otherwise. That's how I am. I'm not in the AKB or WOB or whatever. I support Arsenal, and that's it. And I want the team to do well.
Yeah.
Well said.
Definitely will.
Question.
Yeah, it definitely does answer the question, and yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's about the team as a whole and about the club as a whole, not just about the manager and just the players. Of course, we want Arsenal Football Club to succeed. Okay, next question. We'll come to you, Neil. We understand you're Wenger in, and can you explain why?
I don't know why people think that I'm Wenger in. I want a new manager really badly because I think that Wenger's too old now. I think he's trying to put 80s, 90s football into now, and it's just not working. It's just not happening for him. So I think he should leave at the end of the season. I'm not a Wenger in, but I'm also not gonna bully the guy out and be disrespectful to him. So I'm a bit like Claude. I would prefer to win the league and win big things with Wenger than anybody else. But if you can physically see that somebody's, getting less effective, then you have to say, well, do you know what I mean? Maybe this isn't for you anymore. So no, I'm not a Wenger in, but neither am I going to start, hounding the guy out and baying for his blood and protests and banners and all that stuff. That's not my style.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about getting behind the boys, and obviously, for banners, we haven't got much of a problem with. But I wouldn't do that during the game. I'll do that after the game if necessary. But during the game and before the game, it's about getting behind the team. Do you agree with that, Aftel? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. See, I think at Arsenal we have a fan problem. I think because so many fans nowadays are against the manager, a lot of fans make it about the manager. It's the truth. No matter what anyone says, now this season will be about the manager. I mean, obviously,
you're always on his back.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, I am a Wenger out, and I admit, at times I'm very harsh towards him. However, sometimes I do blame the players. Like, there was a few games last season, for example, Sunderland away comes to my mind. I remember as soon as we drew, everyone was on Wenger's back. I was also on Wenger's back, but I said the players need to hold more responsibility. Look at Theo Walcott that game. He was absolutely rubbish. Ramsey did not do anything. I mean, Giroud wasn't doing anything. I mean, there was players out there who lacked passion, who lacked ambition. And some will say, yes, Wenger should drive the motivation and ambition through to these players, but these players are getting paid 100 grand a week. Isn't it time for them to take their own responsibility? I mean, like, you don't need like a manager to drill that passion into you. I mean, £100,000 a week is more than enough to get you going. However, this season, like, for example, at Leicester this weekend, at the end, the result was the only talking point after the game was Wenger, the Wenger out chants, blah, blah, blah. I personally, obviously, it's a matter of opinion, I was happy to hear those chants. That's because I feel that this season is going to see whether he's going to sign a new contract or not. I don't think he will due to fan pressure. I think it would be too much for him to take because he's going to get this every week. Even if we start winning games, there's still going to be sections of our fan base going, oh, Wenger this, Wenger that, and every point we drop, they're gonna blame him. No one else is gonna get the blame. Just say if we play against Watford this weekend, we're drawing 1-1. Giroud misses a sitter in the 90th minute. He'll get stick, but Wenger's gonna get majority of the blame. And in my opinion, majority of it does come down to the manager, but not all of it does. Players have responsibility, and our fans as well. Our fans don't act like 12th man.
They don't. They absolutely do not.
I'm also guilty of it. I'll admit it. I'm guilty of it at times. Not all the time, but at times. Sometimes frustration builds over. But at the Emirates, for example, when we were 4-1 down to Liverpool, I wasn't at the game because I couldn't make it. But obviously, people were booing and getting on players' backs and this and that. I can understand the frustration, but it's been going on now for the last 3-4 seasons. And I'm not saying, obviously, I'm not going to say it's the fans' fault like Wenger did, but fans do have a small part to play at times.
Yeah.
Fans are responsible for certain things, and fans are not responsible for other things yet.
Like,
we ain't responsible for Wenger's tactics, substitutions, team selection, transfers. We're not responsible for none of that, but we're responsible for our own behaviour at football games towards each other. So when I'm sat at a football game and I pay my money to go, like they pay their money to go, I don't want to hear them screaming and shouting and hurling abuse at people. I don't want to hear that when I'm at football. I want to hear everybody getting behind the team. If you want to start chanting and screaming and shouting, do it after the game, do it at the end. Don't do it during the 90 minutes that people are sat there trying to get behind the team. And no, it's not fans' fault what's happening, but it is fans' fault, the atmosphere we make at that stadium. That's down to us, the fan base.
I think I shouldn't be saying this live, but I'm just going to anyways. I think we've got the worst fan base in the league because we are this is what I'm saying, because we're the only fan base who gets at each other's throats like that during games. Like during games it happens. Like people are arguing about the manager, people are arguing about the players, someone's joined. Okay, people are arguing about Nick. Is that Nick? Hello, Nick? Okay, people are arguing about this thing, that thing. I think for 90 minutes is important. We get behind the team, forget about all the differences. Then after the game, if we lose or draw or win or whatever, then we can start saying this about Wenger. We can start saying this about that player and that. Blah, blah, blah.
The problem I had about that game against Liverpool, with 2-1 down, there's a young, inexperienced player back four, and the crowd were booing. And what they should do is behind the team to get back in the game. That's the problem I had with the crowd that day. It was wrong.
I had a massive problem with Wenger that day because I was not.
The thing is, after being left till the end, right at the game, at 2-1 down, the crowd should be getting behind the team to give them a lift to try and get him back into the. What happened there was at 2-1, the whole atmosphere went completely down. It was booing, and there's a young kid there playing, and it wasn't his fault. He shouldn't have been playing.
He shouldn't have been playing
Chambers in the first place, but that's beside the point. and it wasn't good for him. That straight away, the crowd, instead of encouraging the team, were doing that. See, and that was all wrong. And we went to pieces. The team completely lost it.
Did.
And it was wrong. It's all wrong. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes we should wait till after the game and then show our frustration, not during the game. But during the game, we should be getting behind the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely should.
I agree.
Definitely. 100%. You should be getting behind the team.
I think the Liverpool game was just a game of frustration.
Yeah, I'm the biggest fucking moaner there is, but I'll wait till after the game.
Yeah, that's the right time to do it, of course. Right.
Can I just say as well?
Yeah, sure.
Say as well that given that was for two people, that was their first, like their debut games at Arsenal. I think that was a terrible welcome for them. Terrible. Xhaka come on, and I stood up screaming and shouting, clapping for him, and I thought the welcome reception he got was weak from our fans. Why would you not want to welcome somebody like that and make them feel good about coming to play at Arsenal? Do you know what I mean?
I think that was probably down to more of the frustration with the game.
That was more to the frustration. Yep. I
think that was why. If we were winning or something, then it would have been. I think that was probably why their minds were put off it, and they probably didn't understand why he brought him on so late, why he didn't start, because I didn't get that at all.
I know, but it doesn't matter what we think. In some instances, you have to put aside what you think and your frustration. See the bigger picture. Forget that Wenger brought him on at half time. It was his first game at the Emirates. Welcome the geezer. Or am I just seeing it all wrong? Am I seeing it?
No, I think you've got no. I completely agree with you. You're 100% right in what you say there. We should have welcomed him. We should have given him a better reception. However, I understand the other Seb's point of view about fans' frustration, because we were 3-1 down or 4-1 down when he came on, and the fans are only thinking one thing: we're gonna get hammered here. Look at the defense; it's a mess. What is Wenger doing? Why is he playing two kids at the back? Why didn't he start Xhaka? The fans' heads are everywhere, and they're just angry, and they want to blame someone. And it was all over the place that first day, and it was coming. I think on the first day we deserved what we got because lack of preparation. I think we really underprepared this season. We do it every year, but I think this season was probably one of the worst ones that we prepared for, simply because we didn't have a centre back in place. We had three of us main centre-backs out. We haven't had a striker there, so I think we were really underprepared for that first game.
Yeah, big time. We're underprepared big time. Okay, right. So, yeah.
Nick!
Hello?
Has he joined or not?
Hi, Nick!
Finally.
Yeah. You right, Nick?
Insult we trust. But yeah, carry on.
Nick, can you speak? That's what it's meant. This is meant for. Can you hear us?
I certainly can hear you, just about, yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about the atmosphere at the Emirates on Saturday against Liverpool when we went 2-1 down. What did you make of it?
Well, I think, to be honest, I tried to go in with a positive attitude, but obviously an hour before kick-off, the team comes out.
Yeah.
That helped, to be honest. The one player we had bought for sort of big money was on the bench. The best player from pre-season was on the bench. This don't really help things, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Nick. What do you think needs to happen for Arsenal to become a more glorious club, and what is the main reason why Arsenal is not heading in the right path?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that the manager doesn't, he's not filling the positions that we need to fill, is he? He hasn't done for a long time now.
No, he hasn't.
Obviously, I think it's clear to everyone that we need a centre forward, and probably a more experienced centre back as well. Even though Holding did look good against Leicester, we still need someone, that's ready to come in and sort of, if Koscielny's not playing, is Holding going to look as good? I don't know. He didn't win with Chambers, did he? So it's difficult, really.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Claude. Yeah, Claude. Do you think it is the reason? That is the reason is that when Wenger's not buying the people that we need and not really going into the season prepared. Do you think that is the reason, or do you think it's a mentality problem? Because that's what you've been going on with.
It's a mixture of things, mate. It's not just a mentality. It's a mixture. It's sorry, can you give me that question again, mate? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, basically, Nick just said if the reason why he doesn't think Arsenal's heading in the right direction is simply because Wenger isn't buying the people we need, so we are able to get the squad going and off and up and running. Do you think that's the reason? Do you think it's to do with the squad? Do you think it's to do with other things like tactics, mentality, style of football?
Well, it's a mixture of everything, but at the moment, it's 2 games gone. Yeah, let's get this right. Yeah, it's 2 games gone. First game, I think we totally messed up. I thought we totally messed up with the team selection and everything. We are short of a striker. There's no doubt about it. Defensively, I thought we were much better on Saturday. I think people wouldn't have been so frustrated had we beaten Liverpool in the first game and got a draw at Leicester. Actually, it wasn't a disastrous result. It's just that because we lost the first game, everyone is jumping on it a bit more. But I've got to say, I mean, if we get a top quality striker, I think we'll be okay. But then I'm not so sure whether this manager tactically as well you can change things. We're too one-dimensional as well. I mean, even on Saturday, we're doing all these little patterns across the field, across there. There's no cutting edge. That's because we haven't got a striker as well. But we don't change the system. It's like he's only got one way of playing. If you understand what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he needs to change his system. He only sticks to one style.
I think if we don't get this strike, I mean, why not play 2 up front like Giroud and Giroud with Alexis? Good work.
Yeah.
Will we change it though? Will we change it? Will he change the style of play?
I don't think he will.
No.
I don't think he will. You know, this is the problem. I mean, I don't think it's just a matter of players. I think tactically, I don't think he's there anymore at the moment.
I think they're out.
I'd love it to prove us all wrong and win the league. And I would love it. You know, that's what I want. I want. I'm not one of these people who want us to lose just to get him out. I think that's
no. I don't like those type of fans.
There are people about that want him to lose deliberately so that he gets the sack. I mean,
no, I don't like that.
No, I mean, I want us to challenge for the title, and that's all I want. But if we don't get that striker, I think we'll be just top 4 this season again. I think that's what we're missing. But I think we're good enough, even with the squad we got at the moment. I think it's still good enough to get in the top 4. But because we've got still players to come back as well. Remember, we've got Ozil still to come back in, fully Ozil as well. So, we've still got options to come back into the team.
Yeah, definitely.
But to challenge for that title, we need that elite striker.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Also, let's not all get carried away. Man United and Chelsea have all got 6 points, but I think it's a false impression. I don't look at league tables until 10 games because then everyone has played good. They've had easy starts. Man City have not played hardly. I mean, Stoke away all right, but they had Sunderland at home. Man United have played Southampton and Bournemouth, 6 points, and everyone's getting carried away as if they look champions. But they haven't played no one. Let them all play harder teams, and after about 10 or 12 games, and then you can assess it more. It's too easy for people. Look, they're flying 6 points clear already, and all that rubbish. It's rubbish. Never look at a league table until 10 games. In the old days, the league table never come out until after 10 games. Now suddenly it comes out after even 1 game.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next question. After this one comes to you. If you could sign 3 former Gunners to fit into our current squad who would that be? It's a hard one, isn't it?
It's a weird one because does it mean the Gunners when they were at their peak or just how they are now?
I think probably just how they are now.
See, if I had to choose, it is a hard one. You know what? it is a bit of a C1 say, but I might have to say Van Persie. You know, the simple reason why is because we need a striker, and if obviously you're saying I have to pick three, so Van Persie I think would be a good backup to Giroud, because no matter what anyone thinks about him, no matter last 2 years he hasn't been good, he's a goal scorer at the end of the day. I mean, like even in Turkey last year, he still scored 15, 20 goals. At Man United the season before, when he was really injury prone, he still scored 15 goals. He's one of those goal poaching players. So I would have to say Van Persie. Who else would I take?
Igor Stepanovs.
No.
I
I'll
think
give you one. Lamar, then. Would you take him?
Come on, Adzol, this is a serious program here.
No.
Come on, let's be serious now.
All right, fine. Well, that's okay, fine. Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, obviously. Sol Campbell or Tony Adams.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert Pires.
Pires.
That's simple. I mean, yeah. It's Henry because he'll get you 25, 30 goals. Robert Pires because we need a winger badly.
I think we do as well.
Sol Campbell or Tony Adams because we need someone at the back. No, I think I'd go for those three because I think the positions we really need filling in is centre back, winger, and striker.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a centre back, winger, and a striker over a CDM at the moment because we obviously bought Xhaka. So I'd say Tony Adams, Robert Pires, and Henry.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you there.
And the Wenger first 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ignore the Van Persie one. That was a bit of a but to lighten it up. But lighten up the mood a bit. But yeah.
Yeah. Nick, I'll come back to you. What has been your best and worst Arsenal moment as an Arsenal fan?
Who are you asking?
Nick.
Where's Nil? Where's Nil?
Nick. He's asking Nick.
Okay, all right.
What's been your best and worst Arsenal moments as an Arsenal fan? Oh, he's gone.
No, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Go on.
That must have been his worst moment.
Yeah. How about Neil? Shall I ask you that question?
Well, my best moment was actually when I first ever saw Arsenal playing, to be honest. I'm not a born Gooner, so I'm from up north. So I'm a Johnny come lately. So 1999, third round FA Cup, Preston. Score was 2-4. What a game. I'm used to watching Championship football week in, week out. Blackpool, Preston. Back then, Burnley, Blackburn even. Arsenal come, and it's like, what is this? It was just beautiful. So that was my best ever and worst ever experience was the Sunderland game last season, just gone. I didn't enjoy it at all. Didn't enjoy it at all. And that was at that point, at that game is where I thought to myself, I'm not sure I want to go to away games if they're going to be like this. It just wasn't pleasant. Wasn't a nice experience.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game. I actually nearly got tickets to that one, but didn't go in the end because I couldn't get up there. Yeah. What about you, Claude? What's your best and worst Arsenal moment?
I thought Neil was going to say her worst moment was meeting me and Ty.
Oh.
that was one of the best.
No, good.
What's your best and worst moment?
My favourite has got to be, mate, there's no doubt about it, Anfield 89.
Oh yeah, you were live then.
And my worst moment, believe it or not, and it's when the League Cup meant something, and I had to drown my sorrows that night. I ended up under a table in an Indian restaurant because I got so pissed off. I got properly drunk. Was Luton in the League Cup final when we got beaten in the League Cup final by Luton.
When was that?
87 when we got beat.
Oh, 87.
When we got beat. Was it? No, 88. Sorry. It's the year before we won before Anfield, so it was 88. Sorry, I'm going mad. When we lost to Luton 3-2 in the final, we were 2-1 up. And Winterburn no one wanted to take a penalty, not even Smith wanted to take a penalty. and it ended up Nigel Winterburn taking the penalty, and it would have been 3-1. The game would have been over, and the keeper saved it, and they went up in the last 10 minutes and scored 2 goals. And what a nightmare that was. That was nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, bet it would have sounded bad.
Absolutely drunk that night. Just wanted to drown my sorrows. I was so pissed off. I ended up under a table in an Indian restaurant. I was that drunk.
It doesn't sound like a good.
Not my favourite.
It doesn't sound like a good experience.
Eh?
Doesn't sound like a good experience,
Long
obviously.
time ago. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I've only been following Arsenal since, I'll say, 2001. That's when I really properly started.
When we were young, we went out and got pissed and got not sat on computers and and do this sort of thing all night long. You know what I mean? We all
Yeah.
Anyway, mate. I'm sorry, mate.
Was anyone at the Reading game, the 5-7?
7-5?
Yeah, I was at that one. Yeah, the people were walking out 4-0 down. Yeah, they were walking out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That's
saw
got
that
to
on
be one of the
TV.
greatest ever turnarounds in football history. That's got to be.
That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Even Shamak scored that night.
He was on
Yeah,
fire.
I know. That game he actually played really.
He was on fire.
When he got to extra time, it was.
Theo was the hero. Chamak was the hero. Both of them.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when Theo got his. That was when I think that was his peak. That was when he got all that hype.
That was the
After that game,
2012. That was the season where everyone was like, sign the thing. 2012, 2013 season. And then he scored a hat. When he scored that hat trick against Newcastle, everyone was that he's the next.
And then he signed the thing, and now we want him to unsign the thing.
Yeah, we could only hope.
I thought Alexis had a worse game on Saturday, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He was the worst player.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He's not a striker though. He can't play up top.
He's not.
Yeah, but you know what gets on my nerves? That every time he makes a little mistake, the crowd are on him like as if he's, I mean, why don't people just encourage him instead of getting on his back when he makes a mistake? That don't help.
I agree. I criticise Theo on social media, whatever, but at the game, in the ground, I will shout for Theo and say, "Come on, Theo, you can do it! Like, come on!" And when he scores, really make a fuss of him because you've got to.
There's a lot of groans from Arsenal fans when he makes a mistake, and that don't help. Sometimes it don't help.
Yeah,
it doesn't help.
Sanchez is not a striker. He needs to just be on the wing. Forget the Sanchez and striker. No, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I know he's a striker in Udinese. That was about 5 years ago. But now, no, he's just not a striker. And I know he plays up there for Chile, but he's got the support of that. He's got the support of Vargas. He's played
Giroud alongside him, and I think.
But yeah, like in Chile, he's got the support of that Vargas guy up front. But on his own, Sanchez's striker will never work because
I don't think it will.
he's not tall enough. He just does not work. He's isolated up front. He's completely isolated. He needs to come back because he usually likes to run back, work his socks off. So he's better on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to another question. Claude, we'll come to you. I've got one here. Why do you think Arsene Wenger is so obedient with his transfer policies, and what has gone wrong this season?
Sorry, who's that for me?
That's for you. Why do you think Arsene Wenger is so obedient with his transfer policies, and what has gone wrong this season?
Well, first of all, we say what's gone wrong this year. We're 2 games in, mate. Let's wait and see before we say what's gone wrong. That's a bit too early to say. For transfer policy, I mean, he's always going to be like that. This is the trouble with this club. They want him to run things from top to bottom. If that was taken out of his hands, we might actually get somewhere. It shouldn't be up to him how much we pay. There should be a director of football that knows what they're not Gazidis or
because they don't know
what they're doing. They can get these deals and not having to say, well, Arsene, what should we do? Should we pay this or we do? Just get on with it and get it sorted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and also we're going about, let's get Kroenke out, But listen, at the end of the day,
he's doing it.
Running a multi-million-pound business. He's just going to say, oh, look, Here, look at these lot over there. They want me out. Oh, I'm going to go. And, oh,
It's so hard to get these
I'm gonna
owners out.
give up all this profit making and just walk out the bloody door. It's a business. It's a business. Whatever you like. What you've got to understand, and I know it's not nice to hear this, but we are customers now. We are customers. We have no guarantee. You pay your money. You go into the ground. It doesn't entitle you to expect to win things. It doesn't entitle you. It entitles the club to give it full commitment and everything like that. It doesn't give you the divine right to win anything.
No, it doesn't.
Because you pay more money than anyone else, it doesn't give you any divine right to win things. All right, as a fan, you've got divine right to expect the team to give full commitment. Yeah. And Kroenke, he's not going to walk out. He's running a successful business. So that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's very hard to get these owners out.
Yeah, well, you can say what you want. You can get the owners out. Do you think he's going to listen to you or me?
No, I don't think he'll listen to that.
He's not going to listen. The only reason when he'll listen is when there's only 30,000 people going through the gate. They might listen then. When there's like 30,000 people. But
when it's half the atmosphere.
Everyone that chucks their season ticket away or someone else is going to come along and pick it up. They run it as a business. It's not run purely as a football club. It's run as a business.
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality, and everyone has got to accept that. I'm sorry to say it. That's how it is.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Neil, we've got two more questions to do before we wrap the show up. Neil, I've got a question for you here. What is the most pressing issue for you as an Arsenal fan?
The most pressing issue?
Yeah.
Well, we've got how many days to the window closing?
I believe.
8?
Yeah, I think it's 8, yeah.
8 days. My pressing issue is that we get, well, I would say a centre-back and a striker, but it doesn't look like we're going to get the centre-back. So at least a striker. And I can't even say, I can't see that what world-class strikers are available. So for me, it's getting a striker that can play. I agree with Claude. If there was any possible way of having someone up front with Giroud, it doesn't then need to be someone world class. I hate to say it, but even someone like, no, I'm not going to say names because people have a go at you when you say names, but just someone who's familiar with the Premier League, who can score 10, 15 goals a season, that can partner up with Giroud. I don't care. I just hope we get someone. I don't want this window to close and we don't strengthen where we need.
Oh yeah.
Basically, in May, we as Arsenal fans, we all said we wanted 3 positions to be sorted. We said a centre-back, we said a winger, and we said a striker. That was our 3 positions where majority of people wanted to get fixed. CDM, people wouldn't say because of the presence of Coquelin, upcoming of Coquelin, and we signed El Neni in January. Yeah. So people kind of left that one out. So those were my 3 priorities. When he got Xhaka, I was happy because obviously I think Xhaka is better than El Neni, obviously. And I can't really say compare him and Coquelin yet because I think they're a bit different. But okay, Xhaka was very good in the Bundesliga last year, so I wasn't like upset about it, but I was thinking that the Xhaka signing would be very good if he gets the positions we require, like a centre-back and a striker. But so far he hasn't done that. That's frustrating because, see, my 3 players I kind of identified before the window was I wanted Mahrez on the wing. I said Mahrez. Striker, I actually wanted Vardy simply because he's got the Premier League experience, he's won Leicester the league, and I think he's got real pace up front, and he's a good goal-scoring finishing. Vardy's not don't get me wrong, he's not world class, but I know that. I'm sure Neil and Claude agree. Wenger is not going to go spend £60 million on a striker. So we need to be realistic. We need to look at realistic options. Griezmann is not realistic. Benzema is not realistic. Higuain is not realistic because he's not going to spend 70 million. Realistic targets now for Arsenal are people like maybe Lacazette, Vardy, Icardi, all these players. So obviously Vardy's taken, Icardi isn't going to come. Now Lacazette's the one factor. He's going to cost about 45 million, 40 million. If I was Wenger, I think we just go out there and do the business. Yes, Lacazette isn't world class or whatever, but I think he would still score goals for Arsenal. He's got good pace up front and he's a good finisher. We desperately need a striker. I'm not saying Giroud is shit, but I don't think he's good enough to win us the league. And he needs someone alongside him or a plan B. Giroud can maybe be the plan B, come off the bench. We need someone else, I think, starting up front like Lacazette, okay? That's a realistic option. The centre-back, that's a position we 100% need because Mertesacker's out, Gabriel's out. We have 3 defenders. We have Koscielny, we've got Holding, we've got Chambers. Please, I don't want any Arsenal fans to rely on Chambers and Holding, simply because Holding is a kid, he's inexperienced, and he's just come from a championship team. In 2 years, he might be a great defender, don't get me wrong. I think he will become a good defender, but this season I think is too early for him. Chambers, I think, isn't a good defender. He hasn't improved since the minute he came to Arsenal. I think he's gone downhill. And Koscielny is superb. But I think in the meantime, we need someone like Mustafi right next to Koscielny. We need a Koscielny and a Mustafi there. Someone he's got experience. He's played in the Spanish league. He plays for Germany. So hopefully Wenger... But I just read that he's got a release clause of 43 million and Valencia aren't going to sell him. So
I read that. Valencia just said they want 50 million.
Okay, forget that now. Shit. So Wenger's not going to pay that. So which centre back who can we really get?
Johnny Evans.
I would have taken Ashley Williams. I would have taken no. Forget Johnny Evans. I don't want him anywhere near that. I would have taken Ashley Williams. Williams for 12 million because he's Premier League experience. He's strong defender. And he gets stuck in for tackles, and he's a leader. He's been Swansea captain ever since he come to the Premier League. So Ashley Williams would have been good, but
I know. But now, what's the point in talking about Ashley Williams? He's gone. He's gone to Everton. We ain't getting him.
Ashley Williams is gone, but then who else can we get? Like
that's
I was thinking of options.
Who is out there? Who is out there that we can get?
Like which names are we linked with? There's She's not going to spend 50 million on someone like Varane.
Apologises, by the way. Apologise for the technical problems,
Yeah, sorry about Nick says he's sorry. He couldn't get on. His thing is messed up connection. But right now I know there's 8 days left and I still want 2 players. Forget the winger, that's not going to happen. I'd take a centre back and a striker. I'd take Lacazette and Mustafi. So I think it's important. You know what? Wenger needs to prove the fans wrong.
Yeah,
he needs to go out there and just spend. He's got 8 days to shut people like me up, He can shut people like me up right now by spending 40 million on Mustafi, 40 million Lacazette. He'll shut me up straight away, But I think that's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why it was happening is because we've seen it all before happen, and we just know what's.
It's like last year we got checked end of June, and everyone was saying striker, centre back, striker, centre back, striker, centre back, and nothing came. It's like the year before. Everyone was saying CDM, no CDM came. The year before, everyone was calling for striker, no striker came. So I hope he proves me wrong and spends that 50 million on a player. But I just can't see that happening, unfortunately. And I think this season is going to be a 3rd or 4th place again. I think we'll struggle simply because he hasn't filled in the required players. And even if he gets the required players, like Claude said earlier, his tactics really need to change. When we go to big games away from home, he needs to play a more defensive way.
Definitely.
He needs to play more defensive. He needs to play different players, different teams. Like maybe away from home, you can play Xhaka and Coquelin. But at home, you can play maybe Xhaka Ramsey, Xhaka Cazorla, Xhaka Wilshere. He needs to, I think, change it around a bit. And the mentality of the players is poor as well. The players' mentality drops. If you think about it, look at our team. You only have 2 players in our team who have won. Okay, obviously Czech has won loads of trophies, but apart from that, it's just Sanchez and Ozil who won league titles before.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else has. So it's like all these players like Giroud, Wilshere, Ramsey.
Giroud did.
Giroud won in Montpellier. Sorry, Giroud was in 2012. Giroud led them to the title. My bad. He got 25 goals. But players like Ramsey, Wilshere,
was it not 27?
27, something like that. He led them to the title, and that's why we signed him.
But there's players like
we signed him. Ramsey, Wilshere, it's new. All these getting in title challenges, situations. It's all new to them. I think this time they step up to the challenge.
Definitely, I couldn't agree with you more there. And one last question before.
Enough goes on, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole end.
What?
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I know. I need to. That's what I'm saying. I said I'll go on and on. I just.
I mean, I've got all night here, mate.
We have to do good job. We have to do good job for Joseph. Please don't disappoint him.
Oh, Joseph, yeah.
Joseph, hope you're liking the show.
Yeah.
I know you've got to pay me a fee for this. No, that I ain't going to do this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right. Final question. Abdel, I'll come to you again. What is your prediction for the Watford game? Do you think we'll win? And
I think
why?
we'll win. Yeah, I think we'll win. I think we'll win that game. Because we have to win. There's no if we're the weak, we have to win. I think if you look at a lot of games when Wenger is like, all the pressure is on him, all the fans are really like on his back, he usually comes up with a win. Look at Olympiacos last season. Remember when we lost to Olympiacos 3-2? What did he do? We beat United 3-0 at home. We beat Munich 3-2 at home. We put on the best performances of our season. Also,
2-0 at home.
Yeah. Munich we beat 2-0 at home, and United we beat 3-0 at home. Remember when just before we lost to Olympiacos 3-2?
Yeah.
And even the couple of seasons before when we lost to Villa 3-1 at home, we just put on a string of wins.
Yeah, we won.
So I think we'll win Watford, and we'll also probably beat Southampton, and we'll be in a decent position. Yeah, I think we'll win 2-1. We'll scrape a win. It'll be a very edgy win. The crowd are on edge, but I think we'll win it.
Yeah, back. Ozil will be back on Saturday.
Ozil will be back.
Yeah, Ozil will be back.
If you looked at Saturday's game, as soon as Ozil,
we will murder Watford on Saturday.
I think we'll beat them. I'm sure
I think we'll beat them. Well, we should do.
If you look at Saturday, when Ozil came on, the game changed. The game changed when Ozil came on. Ozil and Wilshere, I have to give Wilshere some credit. The game changed.
Absolutely, they'll play into our hands on Saturday.
Yeah, I think we'll do them on Saturday, and then
I think we're back on track Saturday. 3 points, and then.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is that we're going to win on Saturday, and then fans will be happy. Then transfer window, there's going to be another meltdown. There's going to be a meltdown.
I hope not. I don't want to be.
So on Saturday, things will be better. Yeah, blah blah blah, and then the transfer window, everyone watch the meltdown.
We win Saturday, but we still need to buy a striker.
Of course, win Saturday doesn't change anything. It's not going to change, in my opinion. It's not going to change anything. We still need a centre back and a striker.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Neil,
do you think we'll beat Watford at the weekend?
Definitely 2-1.
Yeah,
and I'd like to say that if our fans, I can't go, I'm not here, but I'd like the fans to just give massive support to the team. Really get behind it, make loads and loads of noise like we did. Quite a few games last season. It was really enjoyable when that. The fans are really behind the boys, and I'd like to see that on Saturday, and I definitely think we'll win. I can't see that we won't.
2-0 and Giroud is going to score. 2-0 and Giroud is going to score a goal.
Abdel,
Abdel,
I don't know. Some bird just come up on here and said that you are brilliant. You should have a new show. I don't know. It was a bird on here. I don't know who it is. I think it's one of your groupies has come on here.
Fan people. Fan pages. God knows.
Looks like you've got some fans here in the chat.
Listen, I'm just going on and on. I'm just talking crap. I'm just going on and on.
Abdel's got women translating all over the place. Yeah, you should see his wife.
Yeah.
Fans.
I don't know. There was someone's just come on here. I don't know. I couldn't. Someone beginning with an S.
Sadia.
Oh, it's Sadia.
Oh,
I can see the message.
Sadia. Oh.
You knew it was Claude, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go on. Carry on.
I think a couple more questions will do. I mean, we're on fire. We can go until 10. We can go until 10, yeah?
Yeah, okay. We'll ask a couple more just before we go. Neil, I'll come to you. Which 3 players at the club would you choose to get rid of?
Oh, got that.
Jesus.
Theo.
Right, this is gonna sound bad, but I'd get rid of Coquelin because he's
Really?
turning into Flamini.
Nah, I can't.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
just my opinion. That's just
Right,
my
it's your
opinion.
opinion. Yeah, it's your opinion. Who
He's
else?
turning into
Yeah, that-
Flamini, and I can't see it getting any better.
Who?
You said Coquelin.
Coquelin.
Cochrane, yeah.
Yeah. Who else would you get? Okay, who else?
Geez, I don't know.
I'll give you a few. Sonogo, Debussy.
Yeah, but do they count?
Well,
Because they don't really play. They don't really count.
Debussy,
They're
Debussy,
but you're getting rid of them.
Debussy
They're
definitely.
Sonogo,
Aye.
Walcott. Would you keep? Yeah. Sonogo,
I keep
Walcott.
Walcott. I keep Walcott because, like Claude says,
Yeah.
there's something about him. He's got the experience. If Walcott puts good effort in, he can do it. I can't. It's really difficult for me to say who I'd get rid of. Yeah, I suppose then I'd have to say Debussy and Sonogo. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll agree with you there. Right.
But
Next
you have
question.
to pick three, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's them.
All right.
I personally would get rid of the Ox.
Would you really?
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Walcott.
an interest. No, that's been suggested a few times.
I just don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not
Did you say
progressing.
the Ox?
Yeah.
I think he's progressing for me. He does things. He does something. He does good things, and then he does that final ball. He doesn't get that final
It's
ball.
inconsistent.
He is inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like he'll have some good moments.
I'm not convinced by him. He's not gone on. He's not gone on. I think it's that. I think it's because he's not played a lot. I don't know what it is, but he's just not developed for me. I don't know what it is.
You know what it is with him and Walcott is that they always get injured. Like for half, they always first of all during each season they always suffer a spell of injury. Few games they'll be really good, and then majority of the games they'll be really bad. Like look at Theo Walcott last season. Man United at home, he was amazing, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
he was.
I actually bumped into him a few days later in Selfridges, and I go, "Oh, I'm loving your new striking role. Great performance. Keep it up." Blah blah blah. Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, he gets injured at Sheffield Wednesday, and then after that, he was the worst. You know what? Yeah, he was so shit. Yeah, like
Your fault then,
some
isn't
of the performances he did last season was actually disgraceful. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And to you, innit?
Yeah, well, he was just, I don't know what he was doing. He was disinterested, so he was awful last season. Even the Ox, after he got his injury against Sheffield Wednesday, he was just wasted time last season.
He dipped as well, yeah.
Ox, Theo, I'm kind of fed up with them because they've had quite a few years now. And they were meant to be the next English
You
best
remember
thing. And
the Arby, he even got injured on Question of Sport, didn't he?
Did he really? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Claude, we'll give you this question. Who would be your ideal replacement to be the next Arsenal manager when he goes?
that's a tough one.
Oh, what about Joseph Saul? I think he'd be right.
No, come on, seriously, who do you think? Come on, seriously, who do you think?
For people that don't know Joseph Saul.
Oh,
Next Arsenal manager, they're all gone, aren't they, mate?
they're all gone. Does it
Most of them are
do you
gone.
mean someone who's available or someone who
You know what?
we can
There's
make
only
available or what?
One, and the only one that we can entice him is if he leaves the German job, and that's Joachim Low.
Yeah, he'd be a good shout.
I'm a big fan of Joachim Low, but I don't know whether he'd leave the German job to come to us. And plus, I think he'd get a better relationship with Ozil, wouldn't he? So that would keep Ozil at the club as well.
Definitely. And I've always actually said Arsenal's a very attractive club for any manager.
I love the Chelsea manager.
What, Conte?
Yeah, but
Fan of Conte, but Chelsea got him.
Oh, he's not going to come now.
No,
he's
no,
not. I wanted Klopp and Pep. Personally, my
Yeah, I
two choices
wanted
were
them
Pep
to
and
as
Klopp.
well.
Pep and Klopp. I've been saying for 2 years, but yeah.
Klopp to me flatters to deceive. I think.
No, but listen, he played. But Arsenal can sort of like Arsenal style. Klopp will suit Arsenal style more than Conte. Conte's style is different to Arsenal style. Klopp's style
Conte's
is similar.
more defensive.
Klopp style similar.
Yeah, definitely, because Klopp also sticks to one way. He
Klopp
also sticks to one way.
presses. Pep would have been the ideal, then Klopp. Obviously,
Definitely.
Diego Simeone. Well, obviously now Diego Simeone, obviously, but I don't see that
I
happening.
think he's everybody's dream manager, Diego
He's everyone's
Simeone.
dream, yeah.
Yeah, he is. It's
He
him
is
now. Yeah.
he would be absolutely brilliant at Arsenal. He'd bring a bit of. He's the polar opposite to Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger is quiet. He's reserved. He's not a demonstrative man. Diego Simeone is all about the passion and he brings a bit of va-va-voom, and I think we do actually need that. I think our players need a kick up the arse and a manager that can kick them up the arse. But Wenger isn't that. He's not that type of man. I think we need it. I think that we would do really well with him, but I can't see him coming. I can't ever see him leaving Spain and coming to England. So I don't know.
Unfortunately.
I think I agree with Claude that the most likely person we could hope for next season is probably Lowe.
I'd take him.
Or,
I'd take him. Yeah.
Tuchel. I've heard that his name has been linked to us. Tuchel, whatever he's called.
Yeah,
Oh,
Borussia
the Dortmund
He's
guy.
up and coming. I reckon he'll be the next big thing actually. But obviously,
We might actually snap him up. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's good.
Boys,
And,
I've got to
Do
go.
we want to see a new manager identified before we get rid of Wenger, or do we want to boo Wenger out and kick Wenger out and then leave ourselves managerless and then scrabbling around for a manager and doing
no, I
that?
think we
What
should be
do we
working
want?
on it before.
We should be working on
So
it.
we
We
should be
now.
working
We
on
should
it
be
from
working on it
now,
longer
from
ago.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And don't let Wenger pick the new manager. I don't think he should pick the new manager. He doesn't. He shouldn't.
I've got to go.
All right.
I've got to answer this call. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, no worries.
Bye,
Right.
Claude.
Bye, Claude.
See, yeah, I think no. This season he has to go Wenger, and then hopefully someone else will come in. Someone
If they start
decent.
looking for a new manager from now, technically you could argue that if things are going to stay as they are with fan unrest, that we could potentially have someone identified and in place quite soon. I don't know how quick that could work. How would they leave their club? Blah 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 blah. I mean, Wenger was talking about Eddie Howe. I don't think Eddie Howe's ready for Arsenal.
He's not ready yet.
I think he's got a good future, maybe in 10 years from now, but he's inexperienced for Arsenal.
He's not. Yeah, we can't have him. But like I really want someone in new now, and it has hopefully end of the season. Like he can't sign the new contract, whatever happens. Or that would be the worst thing. He just can't sign it.
No. Well, we just have to sit and hope. But okay, right. I think we'll wrap up the show there. We've been going on for now just over an hour. Thanks everyone for joining me. Thanks Neil. Thanks Abzel for joining me. And thank you for all the viewers, of course. This is a new show we're going to be doing. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and also please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out, and I'll be speaking to you very soon. And come on, you Reds!